Okay, in this lesson, we're going to be talking about niching down and how it can help attract the right audience and boost earnings. So I know that I mentioned target audience is one of the most important. This is also going to be very, very important. There's been a lot of resistance around niching down that I've heard from influencers, and hopefully by the end of this video, you will change your mind and understand the importance of doing this. So hi, my name is Shauna. I'm going to be your instructor for this. I'm a senior influencer account manager here at Mavely, and I'm happy to talk about niching down with you today. Okay, so what you're going to learn is what niching down really means, why niching down is key for building your brand, how to niche down, and how niching down helps you attract an audience with the intent to buy. As an affiliate, you want to attract an audience that is interested in the products that you post. You want to attract a specific subset of people who are going to buy from you, who are going to click the link and convert. So let's learn how to niche down and why it matters. Okay, so what does it mean to niche down? Niching down means focusing on a more defined and specialized segment of a broader category. Okay, it's not about limiting your creativity or putting yourself in a box. It's about getting specific about what you are known for and who you are trying to target. What I hear a lot is, I feel like if I niche down, I'm going to be limited in what I can talk about, or I feel like I'm putting myself in a box. I'm going to feel trapped if I niche down. That is not what that is. All it is getting more specific, and we're going to dive deeper into that in just a minute. Okay, so let's talk about an easy way to think about niching down. And I want you to forget any other definition that you've heard of so far and just think of it like this. Start with your overarching vertical: beauty, lifestyle, fashion, travel, right? Those are all like one word categories, and then get more specific. That's it. That's all you have to think about, okay? So an example of this would be food. There's all kinds of food and all kinds of different people that are going to be attracted to different food types. But if I wanted to niche down, an example of that would be plant-based whole food recipes that are done in under 20 minutes. I'm talking about a very specific person. For plant-based whole food, that's not even vegan. That's even more specific by saying plant-based whole food. And then when it comes to recipes that can be done in under 20 minutes, I'm probably focusing on somebody who is very busy and is trying to create a quick and healthy meal, right? That's a very specific subset of people. That is how you niche down from food, an example of it. Another example would be travel. What kind of travel? Are we doing travel within the country? Are we doing international travel? What kind? Are we doing solo travel? So an example of niching down would be traveling with big families on a budget, right? Very specific. That's a very specific subset of people that you would be targeting, okay? So what are the cons of not niching down? It leads to lower engagement. You have more difficulty standing out. You're going to have very generic messaging, and it's going to be harder to create compelling content that actually converts to sales. It's going to be harder to position yourself as the go-to if you're not known for anything specific. And audiences are going to have a hard time finding you. So if they're looking for something specific, you want to be able to attract those people if you talk about the same things that they're looking for. Okay, so let's talk about the benefits of niching down. You can build authority and become the go-to creator for that topic, right? You attract a more relevant audience. You can craft more compelling content, and then you can differentiate yourself from others. So if you are a lifestyle creator, that can mean anything. What kind of lifestyle creator? How are you going to set yourself apart from all of the other millions and millions of lifestyle creators? This is where niching down is going to not only help you build a brand and help you monetize easier, but you're going to be known for something. People are going to be able to invite you on their podcast and offer speaking engagements to you because they know that you have an expertise and can speak about something very specific. Okay, so let's talk about what a vertical is. A vertical refers to a broad category or industry such as travel, fashion, food, or beauty. And within that, there are subcategories, and those subcategories are going to be your niches, okay? So your niche is a specialized segment within a vertical. It's more specific and targeted. So for instance, within the fashion vertical, a niche might be sustainable fashion or plus size fashion. So let's take this as an example. Let's use fashion as the vertical, right? You have so many different niches. I just popped a few in here. You've got men's fashion, women's fashion, sustainable fashion, affordable fashion, vegan, luxury, maternity, plus size, petite, tall, right? There's all kinds of ways that you can get more specific within the vertical of fashion. So here's some examples of how we can niche down even further. So fashion, affordable plus size fashion for women over 40, okay? Beauty, cruelty-free skincare for acne-prone skin. Food, plant-based whole food recipes that cost under $50. Lifestyle, tips on sustainable living. So that can include cleaning products and fashion, right? Travel. This could be country-based, continent-based, state-specific, budget-friendly travel, or vegan travel. Those are all ways that you can niche down with these categories. If you have a one-word category in your bio, there is a very good chance that you can niche down even further. Okay, so let's get into the mindset of niching down, because this is really important. You're going to have this perspective shift in order for you to actually do this and take action on it. So I want to shift your mindset on niching down if it's in a negative place. So instead of thinking niching down will confine me and stifle my creativity, you can think instead, I can focus on becoming known for a specific topic and be the go-to in my community, right? Instead of thinking I'll exclude too many potential followers and limit my reach, instead think I'll attract a highly engaged audience that's more likely to convert, because you want to attract people who are going to engage. We don't want people just hanging out. We want them clicking links. We want them liking, commenting, saving, sharing. We want them interacting with your content. It doesn't matter if you have a huge following. If they're not buying anything, if they're not taking any action, that's going to tank your engagement rate. So you don't want a whole bunch of followers not doing anything. You want a highly engaged audience that's going to convert. I'll get bored only focusing on a specific category within my niche. Instead, think I'll master my craft, which will fuel creativity and open doors for more collabs and content ideas. I'll miss out on opportunities in broader categories. Instead of thinking that, you can think I'll stand out and make it easier for followers and brands to recognize me and to find me, right? When they're typing those keywords into the search, you want to show up in that search for them, because that's how you're going to get that organic, ongoing traffic. Trying to appeal to everyone often leads to connecting with no one. This is another reason why you want to really get specific, because if you're known for any random thing, it's going to be hard for people to even explain why they should follow you. I'll never forget when people used to share my profile in their stories. This is before I niched down. They didn't really know what to say about me. They were just like, follow her, she's great. And it's like, okay, why would someone follow me because I'm great? What's in it for them, right? So I needed to give them the words to say. I needed to get clear on what it is that I do and the value that I bring to the table so that they would want to follow me. If you are being invited to a podcast, what would somebody say about you? How would they introduce you? You need to be able to give them the words. And so if you are just trying to do any and everything, what can they possibly say? Get specific so they know how to talk about you in other spaces, and you're going to be invited to so many more opportunities and be eligible for so many opportunities when you do that. Okay, niching down is key for attracting an engaged audience. Okay, so we touched on this, so let's talk about that a little bit more. A specific niche allows you to create content that is highly relevant to a particular audience, making it more valuable and engaging, right? So before we talked about niching down in the beauty space, right? Talking about acne-prone skin. If there is an influencer that's out there that has had acne-prone skin and has now overcome acne-prone skin, and I'm struggling with acne-prone skin, I'm more likely to follow that person because they're going to have a routine that I might be able to implement, or they're going to know about products that are probably work for my skin over someone that's just talking about a skin type that I don't have. Okay, so this is one of our creators before she niched down. So when you look at her profile right now, would you be able to tell me what kind of content that she posts or what she talks about just by looking at this? When I look at this, what do I see? I see her name. I see her email. I see that I can shop her faves. I don't know what kind of faves, right? So this is where we're at in March of 2023. So after a strategy session and explaining how to niche down, she now has plus size fashion in the name field. This is a search engine optimized field as well as the username. So if you type in plus size fashion in the search, there's a good chance that her profile might show up there, right? Or if you type in plus size fashion just to try to find different videos that talk about it, you have a higher chance of coming across her content because she uses plus size fashion in her captions, in her hashtags. She's got it in her bio, right? So she's niched down. It's not just fashion. It's plus size fashion. Now, not only has niching down helped her grow organically, but it also helped her get brand deals, right? She got to work with her favorite brand, which was Old Navy. And not only that, not only has she worked with Old Navy several times through Mavely, but she also hit her ROI, her return on investment, her sales goal in one day. She had a 3x ROI in one day for this brand based off of this video right here. Now let's talk about this video, okay? The video got over 780,000 views and it got over 18,000 saves, over 800 comments, and over 89,000 likes, okay? So let's talk about this video and what she did. First of all, she's using keywords in the text overlay on the video. She's got keywords all throughout her hashtag. She's got Old Navy, she's got plus size, all of that. And her caption is structured in a way that talks about a deal. She talks about how cute and comfortable it is. She's speaking to her target audience and what they want to hear, right? Not only that, but you're seeing someone who considers herself to be plus size or mid size, and she looks phenomenal in all of these outfits. If I have a similar build, I want to go buy this outfit. It's approved by someone else who has a similar build to me. She looks cute in it. It's on sale. I'm buying. And if you go to her comment section, you will see no shortage of people who have said that they were buying that outfit. And the engagement rate is also high. It was at a 14%. That is the benefit of niching down. It really helped her. And not only that, but she got paid, okay? She got paid working with the brand that she really loved, and she got commission on top of that. There was no negativity from niching down. It only helped her. Okay, so let's talk about ways to attract the right audience with niche-related keywords. You can add these niche-related keywords in all kinds of different places. It could be in your hashtags, your captions, the text overlays on your TikTok or Reels, within your bio on your social profiles, the name field of your social profile, your username, saying keywords out loud in the video and using closed captions. You can make sure that those keywords are showing up in all the right places, okay? That is going to help you attract the right people who are interested in the very things that you talk about, and they're going to be the ones that are clicking the link and making purchases on your affiliate links. Okay, so how do we niche down? So we're going to talk about the niche definition formula, okay? We're going to follow this formula to help us niche down even further. Okay, so the niche definition formula is interest plus audience needs and differentiation. Okay, this formula is going to help you define your niche by combining these three components. So your interests, what are you passionate about or knowledgeable in? Your audience needs, what specific challenges or desires does your target audience have? And then differentiation, how can you offer something unique compared to others in the same market, right? Okay, so what you're gonna do is write out all of your interests and skill sets. Think about any courses you have taken, coaching you've received, classes you've attended, certifications that you've earned, and write out all of those skill sets and interests, right? What do people ask you about the most? There's probably something that people in your family or friends always ask you about because they know that you know this well. What expertise do they know that you have? And what are the things that you could do in your sleep and would do it for free? What are those things? Write all of those things out. Next, we want to think about your audience needs. Identify the specific needs or problems or desires your audience has within those interest areas, okay? Conduct market research using tools like social media polls, Google Trends, or forums to see what people are asking. Also, go to your competitors' content. If there's other creators that are in a similar vertical or niche, and maybe they have a larger following or they're getting a lot more engagement on their posts, go to the comment section of those posts and see what people are asking, what questions are being asked in those comments. If you don't have a lot of questions coming from your audience, you can go look at theirs to see what other people are asking. That's going to help you understand what problems that they have, which is going to also help you create content that can solve those problems. And then we're going to talk about differentiation. Look at what others in your chosen interest areas are doing and find a gap or underserved audience. Consider what unique perspectives or experiences you can bring to your niche. What sets you apart from everyone else that's out there? What is a question that's being asked a lot that no one is talking about that you can shed light on? Think about that and write that down. So let's put it all together. Okay, so this is an example of what this would look like. Interest, fashion. Okay, an audience need, eco-friendly and ethical fashion choices. Differentiation, focus on eco-friendly fashion for plus-size women, emphasizing affordability and style. So we went from a broad category like fashion and got really specific because now we're talking about eco-friendly and ethical fashion for plus-size women, and it also needs to be affordable. We niche down several times, right? That is what you want to do with whatever vertical and niche that you plan to be in. Get very specific. And now let's also talk about crafting your niche statement. Crafting a statement like this is going to be good for it. You can add this to your website. You can add this within the bio of your social media profiles. You're obviously it needs to be shorter than this for it to fit, but it's going to help you articulate what makes you different. Okay. When you're sending pitches to brands, you can include something like this. I specialize in affordable, eco-friendly fashion for plus-size women, helping them find stylish and ethical choices. I know exactly what you talk about. It is very clear. It is very specific. If someone wanted to invite you on a podcast, they would be able to position you in a way to explain what you do. If someone is sharing your content on their stories and encouraging their followers to follow, they can explain why. It's very clear, right? So you want to craft your niche statement as well. Okay, so for next steps, challenge your mindset on niching down if it is currently in a negative state. Think about what we talked about and how you can have that perspective shift to look at niching down in a more positive way. Apply the niche down formula to get more specific, okay? And then craft your niche statement. So work on this. This is so important. I cannot stress to you how important this is for not only getting brand deals, but for getting people to shop through your affiliate link so you can earn commission. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to leave it in the comments and we're happy to help.